What just happened?
My heart was beating so fast. This little child, like, just came up to Ollie and went.
Good morning, guys. Today we are headed to CF Clinic and we're just getting ready to go.
Yep, Peter finished the vlog, which it was funny. While I was doing my vest, I was right at the end of doing my vest, and the vest shut off. And I was like, what? The power went out, like our whole entire house. I don't know if the whole street went out or
It was
what.
the whole town. I looked because I went on National Grid and it was like power outage.
Oh, you did?
So, yeah.
Okay. But I was right at the end, so it was okay. But anyway, you probably hear me talk about like, oh, I was doing my vest, or I'm doing my vest, or whatever. I've gotten a lot of questions about like, what is the vest? Like, what does that actually do? Or maybe people who have just seen our video for the first time and they're like, what's that thing she's doing? So if you've ever asked that question, we made a video for you. So check the link in the description.
It's up now on our channel. We launched it this morning. So check it out, and we are just going to get ready to get on the road, and we'll bring you guys along.
One of the things we're going to be discussing today is something I'm pretty excited about. So with my feeding tube, you know, as with everything with health, everybody is different. And so my caloric need, like how many calories my body needs to maintain my weight, is different than the next person. So, you know, in the last couple months with my feeding tube, we've been trying to figure out what works for me, what doesn't work, the rate which my formula goes in, how much formula I need, all of those sorts of things. So in the last few weeks, we've been, you know, my weight has been stable, and so right now what we're doing is we're actually upping my rate so that potentially I can take off during the day. Originally we were thinking I was gonna need to do 24/7, but my body has been able to maintain my weight with a lower hourly rate. Okay, lots of details. Anyway, basically what we're doing is upping my rate, and then I will only use it for during the night, potentially. We'll see. And then of course, as my body, if I'm, you know, sicker and I'm needing more calories because my body is burning more, then I'll probably do it during the day. Or if there becomes a time where my body can't tolerate the higher rate of feed, like if it's causing pain or that sort of thing, then I'll bump back down to a lower rate and just do it during the day as well. So it's always like a playing with the, you know, the settings and all of that. But I'm pretty excited to have some time off during the day, if possible. Speaking of food.
We're at Chick-fil-A. But I was gonna say, you're making a formula for your formula. Hi, do we know what we want? Alright, you wanna reenact what just happened?
I did PFTs, we talked with my doctor, and everything is stable.
Whoop whoop.
So thankful for that. You know, symptomatically, we're seeing some worsening symptoms, but numerically, I'm stable. We don't always go off of the numbers, whether they're better or worse. Numbers aren't everything, but also symptoms. We mostly go by symptoms, but that being said, we were Peter and I were like, you know, we're seeing worsening symptoms, and then depending on my lung function, that'll help us kind of gauge where I'm at. And since my lung function is stable, we are just going to continue what we're doing. We are going to add Caystin, the nebulized antibiotic. This is what we talked about with my doctor, and he recommended, like, go ahead and start Caystin. For me, I don't see an improvement when I go on nebulized antibiotics. However, we like to try them, to give them a try. It's worth a try. He thought it was a great idea to, you know, once I get to my goal rate for my feeds, just do feeds at night. So we're all very excited about that. And he said, yeah, just continue doing what you're doing. You know, work on your handstands, build up some muscle, and yeah, he was happy, and we were happy, and we're thankful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry. I'm just very, very thankful for the stability. It's not something I expected. You know, a few months ago we were in a very different spot, and I know a lot of people who are in a not stable spot. And so for those of you in a not stable spot, we're thinking of you. And I'm gonna do everything I can with my stability that I do have, and use every breath that I have. So we now we're done at clinic, and we're actually stuck in the city because of traffic, but we're gonna go pick up my wheelchair. I have a friend who doesn't have CF who borrowed my wheelchair because she went on a trip, so she needed to use the wheelchair, and so my wheelchair has now been to Israel and Scotland, and it is just a world traveling wheelchair. So we're gonna go pick that up in the city, like 15 minutes from here. And then I guess we'll just stay in the city for the evening until traffic is done.
I guess we'll call it a date. One of the things that stood out to me was like, her doctor was like, you're doing all the right things, and whether her lung function was stable today or whether it was down, like, he would have said the same thing. Like, and so it's just a reminder that, you know, Mary works hard, and sometimes you see that stability, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
And so we're grateful for it, and we're gonna go enjoy that night in Boston. So
I love you.
I love you too, and we love you. Ollie knows the drill. This is the room that they typically put Mary in when she's in a research study. And I think he was like, we usually put him over there. He was like headed back there when we walked in the room. Anyways, he knows the drill.
I was like having some legit nervous belly before this, let me tell you.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it gone now?
Yeah, I'm very, very thankful.
All right, let's get out of here. What just happened?
My heart was beating so fast. We were just in the lobby waiting for our car, and this little child like just came up to Ollie and went like that, and
didn't get him.
Almost got him. Like that could have hurt him. And I was like, oh no, don't kick. And the mom was like sitting right there, but I was like, oh my gosh. Oh. So, watch out for kicking children. Intentional kicking.
Crazy.
Peter has had problems.
Yeah, with children down in the lobby of the hospital.
Like when I'm in the hospital and Peter's bringing Oliver to go to the bathroom, he's had children like
try to hit him.
Yeah. Right?
I don't understand it.
I don't understand
it. But anyways, we are just waiting for our car to come, and then we'll be out of here.
So, yeah. Oh. I love buildings covered in ivy. Isn't that magical?
That's why Harvard's an Ivy League school.
That little entryway reminds me of the closes in Scotland. That's what, in Scotland, an alley is called a close. And you could walk down these streets and go down one of the close, like an alleyway, and it would open up into this amazing courtyard. And that reminded me of it. But anyway, oh look, some water. Boston is beautiful.
Someday when it's not so hot, we should bring our kayak with us and kayak in the Boston River.
And just like keep it on our roof while we're at the hospital?
Yeah, valet it.
Nice. Oh, that one has flowers. Oh, it's so magical.
And now our classic Boston tea stop, where we get our bubble tea.
Oh yeah. It is one of these up here. And that classic clinic headache. So I think we're just gonna get our bubble tea and sit and relax for a little bit until traffic is over, and then we'll head home. Oh, we need a taste test.
So good. I don't think any bubble tea that we've had matches up to this one.
Oh, it's so good. I found a clinic headache trick.
Okay.
So, if you press your head on the seat, it helps a little bit.
Nice. What do you think? Oh, boba. So good. We're just walking around Harvard a little bit.
Okay, we just got back to the car and we had a nice little walk.
Yeah.
We just walked around a little bit down in like Harvard Square area.
And a few shops and yeah. It was nice. Now we'll get back on the road, head home.
Yep. It's almost 8 o'clock, so hopefully traffic will be very minimal.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I don't see it anymore. I see it reflecting off that building though. That's so cool.
We might see it once again.
Okay, red light. Ooh.
I'm sorry.
You're good. Welcome to the city.
Welcome to Boston.
Signs for Massachusetts Turnpike West, I-90
I
West.
did not expect
Oh!
to see that. Beautiful.
That's life. There might be splotches on your window and construction stuff right there, but there's still beauty to be found. I know there's a sunset there, I just can't see it. Just keep pressing on, my friends. During our discussion today with my doctor, we kind of concluded, it's hard to conclude things about my health, but we'll say it this way, we're definitely not going to stop IVIG anytime soon. So I've now been on IVIG, which is intravenous immunoglobulins. It's an IV infusion of a blood product. It's not a blood transfusion, it's a part of blood. But anyway, I've been doing that every 3 weeks for over a year now. And within that year, my lung function dropped to the lowest I've ever been. And within that year, I've stabilized. You know, when my lung function dropped, we weren't blaming IVIG, oh that's why. When my lung function came up, we didn't attribute it specifically, we didn't attribute it to IVIG because we didn't know what was contributing, what was helping. But now that I've been stable for a few months, we all agree, let's stay on IVIG. So that's, you know, one of the things we're going to stay on, and continue all my normal, you know, my 2 hours of lung therapy every day, the exercise that I'm able to do, all of that sort of thing. So I'm thankful that they thought of IVIG. It's not a typical CF treatment, but my body's not typical anyway. So it's to treat a weird immune deficiency that I have, and it can help with inflammation in general in my body. So we're not exactly sure, you know, the exact reasons why it's helping, or if it's helping, but we do suspect that that is a part of why my body's been able to be stable for the last few months. So we are very thankful for that, and we're just gonna keep going. I'll be doing IVIG again in about a week, I think. Yeah, just gonna keep going.
We made it home, guys.
Thanks for coming on this day to the hospital with us.
Yeah, and If you're new around here, welcome. And don't forget to check out that new video that we have about the vest. Something that Mary will be doing here in a little bit. And as always,
we will see you tomorrow. Good night.